Okay. So y'all, Kelly Price earlier this week had put this out. And it seems as if she was on live and she said some things. So let's read what she said earlier this week. And this was a response from somebody in the comments. And she says, "Yes, Lord, deliver us from pastor hoes and pedophiles. Deliver us from self-righteous congregants who send their money to liars and pimps in plain sight. Then come deliver me. The nerve you have. I was the only artist slash judge on Sunday Best that wasn't fucking someone else's spouse, fornicating, or messing with kids and boys. But you have smoke for me? Fuck out of here, you ignorant, church going, brain dead asshole. I'm a child of a preacher, 3 generations, and I have no desire to be named among the gospel community. Wonder why? You don't? Because you already know what it is and and are content to be a part of the cover up that had been happening for generations. My advice, get off my page now or prepare to have me tear you a new one every time you are stupid enough to come to my page with your self-righteous piety. Okay?
I've been able to record and tour with both gospel and R&B artists, and the lives that are lived by the people that you worship are despicable and disgusting. My heart was broken when I saw the things that happened on the road with a lot of these artists, doing shows with these artists, all kinds of stuff. My heart was broken because there was still a part of me that believed that holiness without which no man shall see the Lord. That's biblical also. It took for me to tour and to work and to do shows with these artists that call themselves gospel artists and preachers. I'm one of the very few artists who have been able to, who tried to get in my bed. That's another story.
Preachers who've tried to get in my bed. Listen, y'all, Kelly Price seems to want to put people on blast in the gospel and church community. That's what this seems like to me.
Won't get it for free. Refuse to give that for free. Some preachers that's all over your timeline and in your YouTube right now, that if they could have gotten me in my bed or in their bed, they would have.
Put a name on it.
But I don't play those games. Fuck a man. I fear God. I fear God. Who tried to get in my bed. That's another story. You won't get
it for free. Kirk Franklin will be the host again. The judges are R&B star and American soul actress Kelly Price, gospel singer Jonathan McReynolds, and returnee Erica Campbell. Reality star, gospel singer, and radio host. The reality singing competition ran from 2009 to 2020 and featured Kirk Franklin as its host. Judges over its tenure included Mary stars Erica and Tina Campbell, BB and CeCe Winans, Donnie McClurkin, Yolanda Adams, Kim Burrell, Jonathan McReynolds, and Kiera Sheard. Okay, so she's saying she's the only judge on Sunday's Best that wasn't wilding out. She also says she's seen other gospel artists do some crazy things on tour. So that's what your girl Kelly Price was putting out there today. And listen, we believe you, Kelly. We believe you, Kelly. We absolutely believe you, Kelly. Now let me see if I can pull it back to when it started, because I absolutely saved the original post when this came out over the weekend. Okay, y'all know I gotta save the looks because the Ooh Ladies First panel is on my channel this week, and I want to make sure. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I had them looks saved, girl. Here we go. Gospel artist Kelly Price says she was the only artist judge on BET Sunday's Best that wasn't fucking someone else's spouse. And this is a picture of the people who were involved. Okay, they forgot Kim Burrell, did they? I don't know. Okay. Dear at Meta, you took down a response that I made to someone who came on my page harassing me. Your rules are bullshit. If you are going to sanction, block, or shadow ban artists, public figures, and entertainers, you should do the same for people who threaten, harass, and speak disgusting, inhumane language to them on their pages using your platform. She's absolutely right. I agree with her about this. Be very careful with using freedom of speech to protect no name, unknown face bullies, mostly with private accounts that they use to threaten and harass public figures as your reason for people responding to nasty comments to them. It could lead to a really, really bad class action for you, Instagram. The FCC and the government has been on your ass for a long time. Fix the problem and make the rules equal for everybody, or you'll find yourself facing further consequences. I'm happy to lead the charge. Talented and famous people are the reason why you have a platform to present to people. Do a better job of protecting us, the people who actually make you money and have caused you to go from being average, unknown, untalented motherfuckers to billionaires after growing up as average, non talented motherfuckers with an opinion about shit that they know nothing about. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why you go so hard for these dumb fucks that subscribe to your social media platforms. They are you, so you protect them and attack the people that you really want to be. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it feels that way sometimes. It feels that way sometimes, Kelly. Because I'm gonna just tell y'all, it's many a time people come up here thinking that they can say anything to me, and then as soon as I clap back, now I'm a fucking bully. Excuse me? I am one individual person doing my thing on the internet. You're not going to come at me sideways or bully me into allowing y'all to talk to me crazy because y'all think that's politically correct. Suck my clit. That's how I feel about that. Let's see. KF on Club Shay Shay was giving. I'm still trying to get all cooch on the side to get all cooch on the side. Who? Who is KF? Oh, it's about Kirk Franklin. Okay, Kirk Franklin. Yes, no, no, no. Kirk Franklin absolutely gives still cheating. Just better at it. It's absolutely giving still cheating. Still strong. Okay. Y'all, let's go to
It
Irie
was the
Lennox. Irie Lennox reflects on her time touring with Rod Wave. It was the worst tour of my life. Let's hear.
worst tour of my life. It just was in every fucking way imaginable. It just was. I mean, it literally, it was so annoying because, like, you could be singing your ass off. You could be singing your ass off and they don't give a shit. They're not there for you. They're there for music that will never be like my music. They're there for voices that'll never be like my voice. And so it just got old after a while of just like, I'm giving you glam, I'm giving you my whole asshole, I'm giving you my soul, I'm giving you my vocals, and it just, nothing was ever enough. Nothing. And I saw the building light up for Tusi. I saw the building light up, like every fucking camera in there. I saw the love. And I was like, oh shit. So on nights when it was the life. I was never comfortable. I just remember every show just racing to get off stage, racing to get through my set. And then I found a spot where I was comfortable and I started trying to communicate with the audience. And then when I realized they were getting angry at me affirming them, I was like, okay, you're getting angry that I'm affirming you. This is not my crowd and it'll never be. And that's all right. That's all right. You know what I mean? So it was tough. Like it was tough and it was heavy on my soul, like feeling that energy, especially the day when the bottle happened, because that side of the stage, like I felt the energy. I wasn't surprised that it happened. I felt it. It was, first of all, it was just all darkness. That's literally the energy that was coming from the left side of life.
So she talked about this, and a lot of people said it's her team's fault for even putting her on this tour with Rod Wave because they don't have the same fan base. They don't have the same sound. So it didn't even make sense for her to be an opener for him. And I totally understand that. And I agree with that. But my problem comes in reading comments that say you didn't have to do it. You got to check and you want to complain. All these people do is complain. We tired. I love her, but she is so complaintive. She complains all the time. The happiest she was is when she got with Keith for that month. Maybe she should focus on finding happiness. I feel like she's always complaining and playing the violin. What she does is express her feelings to social media. And what I have found about social media is whenever y'all hate on somebody, you feel like they shouldn't have any room to express their grievances. To be clear, there are a lot of things that go on in the entertainment industry one can complain about. But because you think that they're on a pedestal and you pedestalize them in some form because you know who they are and they don't know who you are, or whatever the issue is, y'all feel like artists, especially female artists, should not be able to get up anywhere and express their grievances. And I feel like you may put this on a blog, but essentially she's talking to her fans. She's talking to her fans. She's literally on her Instagram live talking about her experience touring. That's what social media is for. That is how she gains her fan base. That's how she talks to them. That's how she engages with them, is to tell them her experience. What do you want her to do? You want her to get up there and pump fake and it's all great, even though we throw some shit at her? I feel like this is just a representation of y'all always wanting Black women to shut up. But she should be touring with someone else. And it does make me wonder who's doing the tours, who's putting the tours together, because it just kind of feels like it would make more sense for her to be on a tour with SZA, for her to be on a tour with some of the other girls. There are so many female artists out there that love both her and, you know, whatever other artists. Like, even if it's a rap girl, people who listen to the rap girls like Lennox, like, she could be on a goddamn tour with Megan Thee Stallion, Jasmine Sullivan, Janae Aiko, Summer, SZA. You know what I'm saying? Opening for Erica and Jill. Erica's always doing a damn show. There are so many other places I feel like Lennox can be where she would be treated better. And it's just really annoying to me that a lot of the comments we see is from people telling her that she should just shut up and not complain about something that she was not happy with. And I just kind of feel like, fuck you. Because you on here complaining about how you tired of her complaining. You complaining too. If you don't want to hear her talk about her negative experience, roll past the post. But taking time to complain about her complaining is the most hypocritical, stupid shit that y'all do on social media. Y'all get up there and y'all talk shit about people who talk shit about people. Like, give me a fucking break. Wake the hell up. I don't even listen to Rod Wave. I don't know nothing about his music. So I get off the bus there. All right, let's move on. Shout out to Ari girl. All right, y'all. I'm going to talk about this just for a minute because we have talked about it before, but I told y'all that I am no longer discussing them because I do not like the trolling of like the way they handle this whole pregnancy situation. I just don't. I don't like what it felt like for somebody to play in my face. And then when we say, child, that girl's pregnant, everybody wants to jump online and act like we're all weird and we're all in their business, even though they're giving us their business. I've already explained to everybody about how I feel like it's very weird that DDG is constantly putting their life on display for his channel, but then she's trying to hide the pregnancy and all of that on red carpets, but not really hiding it because, bitch, we can see you. You know, trolling, you know, talking about my nose is a black nose. I love my black features, girl. We are talking about you looking pregnant. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Yeah. It was just a lot of stupid shit going on. And I remember telling somebody they remind me of like Whitney and Bobby, and she totally didn't understand my reference, even though they dressed as Whitney and Bobby and did photo shoots for Halloween. But because I feel like that means they get it. They get the comparison I'm making. There was a point in time where Bobby was in and out of jail and rumors of him cheating on Whitney would be flooring around all of the fucking time. And Whitney would still be running to Bobby with her legs open and wrapped around his body whenever he got out of jail for a DUI. And to the public who love Whitney, we felt like we were watching her basically degrade herself for a nigga. That's how we felt. And to be honest, That's exactly what was happening. I know now we want to like try to do revisionist history because we know that Whitney was the harder drug user, which kind of can be up for that can be up for interpretation because Whitney wasn't doing heroin, but Bobby was. Okay. Bobby almost had a heart. Well, actually, he had a heart attack and almost died because of him doing heroin, which is why he stopped doing drugs completely and then turned into an alcoholic until he can get that under control. But Whitney just kind of kept with her same shit, which I believe was lining the weed with cocaine. Okay. But either way, that was that lady's drug of choice. And she was doing that drug before she got with Bobby. Everybody blamed Whitney or blamed Bobby for the way Whitney was acting. And when it came to the drugs, it was not his fault. But when it came to how he did her in that relationship, and I really think people have revisionist history now because we love Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Bobby has kind of, became the soft old uncle that we love. But back in the day, y'all, I believe that Bobby was purposefully sabotaging their relationship out of jealousy. I feel like at some point he resented her for being a bigger star, for eclipsing his, and for his career not being as valuable anymore. He went from being a number one artist with a number one album at the same time as she was out to becoming Whitney Houston's husband. So all of the cheating and DUIs and embarrassing public moments, I believe, were intentional to make her look bad. I do. I do. And so when we see certain things from couples, like what we're seeing with DDG and Halle, it's not that I feel like it's exactly the same situation, but it absolutely gives the indignation we felt from Whitney. Whitney wanted, that's my man. I don't care what y'all say. That's my husband. That's my man. And y'all are in the house doing, coke and spazzing out and beating the shit out of each other until y'all couldn't do it anymore and divorced. We were all reading the toxicity correctly. We were. But she was telling us to mind our fucking business. And so eventually, that's what everybody decided to do. We push forward to Halle and DDG, and it feels the same way. Everybody keeps saying, girl, this don't look good from the outside looking in, and you telling us to mind our fucking business. So I'm at the point where I'm minding my fucking business. Congratulations on the baby. I hope y'all are happy. I hope y'all have a healthy baby and a healthy relationship. And I hope y'all have everything y'all need to take care of yourselves and y'all baby adequately. And that's all I have to say. All right. So let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay. So let's go ahead and get into some of the clips, shall we?
Your reaction to that verdict?
Shock. I was
A black man in a domestic violence situation with a white woman and you were shocked? Why were you shocked? You know about Black African American history so fucking much. You want to keep referencing Coretta Scott King. You know so much about African American history, Jonathan Majors. Can you please explain to me why you are shocked that a court in America held you liable after they watched you push that woman back into that damn car like that? After they watched that, they saw the woman's fingers and her x-rays and shit, because everybody keeps negating to talk about the fact that in court he didn't want to look at the evidence of her hand being fucked up and all of that. There was evidence that something was wrong with her. As much as everybody kept trying to pull up cameras from the club to show that there was nothing wrong with her, apparently in the court of law they felt that she was injured. There was evidence that she was injured. It doesn't mean that he meant to break her finger or sprain or whatever the fuck happened. It don't mean he meant to do that. But the way he was manhandling her over the phone, the way he was manhandling her, yeah, you caused her injuries. That's real life, my nigga. So it's crazy to me that with the fact that you actually caused her injuries, yeah, she's chasing you down the street, but a lot of us believe you had her phone in your hand. Not just your phone, but you had her phone, which is why she was chasing you down the street. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but either way, I didn't just watch the video of you running. I also watched the video of her standing outside that apartment complex. It looked like, I don't know what it was, but it was a door. She's standing outside the door. All these people are talking to her. And he, who was running in the opposite direction, starts to run back. And he doesn't stop, but he gets her attention enough for her to stop talking to them people and follow behind him. Then he waits for her. So he was still trying to have this fight and this argument, running from her as if she was doing something to him. Bullshit. Bullshit. So to me, you're in a toxic relationship with a woman and you get found cheating and she's trying to take your phone from you for whatever reason, however that happens, and you manhandle her. You use your physical strength as a man to push her back into the car like a fucking rag doll, and it does not work. And you end up hurting her. So guess what? Yeah. Because you could have not did any of that. You were going to end up going back to the apartment with her anyway. You could have just gave her the phone. She already saw the text message. I'm just saying, there were a lot of other ways to handle that. First of all, why jump out of the car? His ass should have stayed in the fucking car. He should have stayed in the car and had them people drop him off at their house, and they could have went inside and had this confrontation. But instead, you jump out and make a scene running down the fucking street. And I think he made the scene so that it would look as if she was chasing him down and she was running behind him because she's crazy. When to me, that doesn't even really make sense when you think about what was going on inside of the car beforehand. You were trying to run away from people seeing you. Or you knew cameras were there and you wanted them to see you running from her. Either way, as a black man with this white woman, for you to say you're surprised that you got found guilty of negligence, misdemeanor charges, you are really blowing this out of proportion for the sake of Hollywood. And I don't know if Hollywood is listening. I hope they are, so that you can get your jobs back, so everybody can stop acting like we want all black men to just not be successful. I want him to go back to work. And the next time he acts out of order or violent with somebody on set or aggressive with somebody on set, the way they said that he has in the past, I want y'all to report the shit and stop being quiet about it.
I was absolutely shocked and afraid. And I'm standing there, and the verdict comes down. I say, how is that possible? Based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence.
There's evidence of her fingers being harmed in some way. There's evidence of that. And there's evidence of you manhandling her as to how her fingers got there. Yeah. The judge said you didn't do it on purpose, but that you did it. That's how. That's how.
How is that possible?
But after only hours of deliberation, a jury of his peers agreed with prosecutors that he did physically injure his then girlfriend, Grace Jabari, in an incident last March.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. She's unconscious.
That 911 call from Majors came hours
See,
after an argument broke out with
Jabari. Why is he picking her up and putting her back in a car? Y'all, that's so unnecessary. How many times I got to tell y'all about men using their physical strength in order to control a woman and where she is and where her body is? Y'all, that's not okay.
Jabari in the back seat of an SUV. Majors received a text from another woman saying, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you." Jabari testified that when she grabbed the phone, Majors tried to get it back, fracturing her finger and giving her a cut behind her ear.
Oh. So there's actual, look, they just showed us the finger that was fractured, that everybody said wasn't fractured because she was down to the bar. The finger looked fractured to me. And looking behind her ear, I guess when he picked her up and pushed her in the car, yeah, he wasn't supposed to pick her up and push her in the car, y'all. He wasn't supposed to do that. That's why he got charged, because he did that.
She says inside the car, you hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't cause
I have no
them.
question.
Surveillance video shows Majors getting out of the car,
look at the way
followed by Jabari, whom he then puts back inside the vehicle. What happens next is what the defense remains focused on. Majors runs off, and Jabari chases after him.
If you watch those videos, and you reverse that, and you saw a black man chasing a young white girl down the street, screaming and crying, that man is going to be shot and killed in the streets of New York City.
Do you feel you're not responsible for her injuries at all?
I shouldn't have been in the car. I shouldn't have stepped out of the relationship. I shouldn't have been in the relationship. If I'm not in the car, none of this is happening. If I leave the relationship, none of this is happening.
Right, because you could have not picked her up and tried to force her back into the car, right? That couldn't have been stopped. See, that's what I'm talking about. I think her injuries happened when he was trying to pick her up and force her back into the car. That's when I think like a lot of this shit probably really happened. So it's annoying to me that he keeps saying that there was nothing he could have done when the way he is pushing her back into the car seems very forceful to me.
If I'm man enough or brave enough to say, I want to see somebody else, or I'm done now, I'm not in that car. We're not here. I'm responsible for those things.
But none of her injuries.
I can't say that. None of her injuries.
Your reaction.
He's not really answering the question.
I should have been brave. I should have said, no, this isn't working. And I should have walked away. And I didn't.
Troubling signs in the relationship were revealed when prosecutors presented text messages where Majors expressed suicidal thoughts, saying, maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just kill myself.
Were you suicidal?
The ideations of removing myself from situations permanently is a thought that I've had, since I was a kid, since I was a young boy on the farm in Texas, it's not there anymore. I've done that. I'm doing the work to keep it at bay and make sure it's not there anymore.
This was last year. It was 2022, September. Okay. We're only in January 2024. In September of 2022, he had that back and forth text messages between him and Grace Jabari where he's telling her if she goes to the hospital for her head injury that he's going to commit suicide. And I'm just trying to understand, in what fucking world does a man do that if he's not abusive? In what world does he say, I'm going to kill myself if you go to the hospital because people are going to know that I did that to you? She could have had a fall in any type of way. Nobody would have known that it was because of him. She was repeatedly trying to protect him from things coming out about whatever they had going on. She didn't even want to press charges. So at the end of the day, y'all, people are not going to convince me that this is not what I think it is, which is with some type of narcissistic personality, emotionally, mentally abusive ass man trying to get with a woman that he can control to fit whatever perfect image he has in his head of him in his life that is impossible for him to get.
Through it all, Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview.
How would you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down. I should have been brave.
Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview.
How would you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta,
Like a Coretta. The fact that he still doesn't understand how problematic it is for him to keep referencing Coretta Scott King as if she was only a woman that stood beside a man and dealt with him and his transgressions as she kept a brave face and protected his image. This is what we keep telling y'all we are fucking tired of as Black women. Stop imposing on us to protect your image when you don't protect your image with your actions. Stop making us basically the fucking Kevlar vest between you and the consequences for your actions. Stop it. Coretta Scott King is a woman within her own right, separate from being attached to Martin Luther King. But to be very clear, we know that what we know now about Martin Luther King is that he was a philanderer. God rest his soul. Y'all want us to be okay with him being a philanderer, but then you want to turn around and use this woman who is accomplished and specifically put in a position to be his wife because of how they look together, not because they were in love, not because it was all of this admiration and love for one another. We don't know what the fuck their relationship was really like at the beginning when they were being placed together, because Martin like white women, and you can't be the head of a civil rights movement when you like white women. So what do? We find the most light-skinned, educated, well-spoken, poised Black woman we can find for you to marry and have children with, so that your life can fit the mold of what we are trying to promote, so that we can get our rights. We have to present ourselves as perfect as possible. That is a part of what happened in the imagery of Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott King. It's creating this false image of perfection that is impossible to obtain for anybody. So to consistently reference her and make Megan out to be this character because you could not make the white woman be this character is so fucking delusional and narcissistic. It is scary to me. And the fact that he did this interview and nobody is like, dude, this does not look good. This looks manipulative. This doesn't look good. You keep referencing Coretta Scott King is disrespectful. That woman is not just an image of the dutiful self-sacrificing wife. She's not just a representation of self-sacrifice for a man. Stop promoting that. Nobody says that to him. They just keep letting him repeat it. Obviously, he has no Black people on his team besides Megan. Because why is nobody telling him that this does not look good to Black people? We know the references. This don't look good.
I'm so blessed to have.
Yeah, you are so blessed to have another woman there right along with you. The woman we suspect you were cheating on the first one with, for a domestic violence trial.
You know, the relationship is still fresh, but, you know, I think I found her.
His new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview.
How would you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down like...
Looking pale. That ponytail, girl. Since when do you wear ponytails? You ain't wore a goddamn ponytail since Eve's by you, bitch. Why are you trying to look like a child?
Some who question, especially in the Black community, as you're probably well aware, that people were saying, well, why was he telling this woman to be like Coretta Scott?
He's not gonna get jail time. He's only gonna get probation.
King and Michelle Obama.
It was me trying to give an analogy of what it is I'm aspiring to be. You know, these great men.
How are you aspiring to be a civil rights activist when you are an actor in action movies? Like, that doesn't, those two things don't align with one another. No real self, and this is why I can't stand a lot of celebrities talk about sacrifices they make. You are making sacrifices for your dream. Your dream. What you want to do. That is not a self-sacrifice for somebody else's benefit. It's really not. I can't stand when people act like, because, oh, these sacrifices I didn't make. You did not make any sacrifices. Your parents said that shit to you, and you think because you are now living out your dreams and it's not always easy and you have to make certain sacrifices for the shit to pop, you think that means that everybody else owes you something because you've made these sacrifices. It's not self-sacrifice. You're not a martyr. You're not a civil rights activist, my nigga. Cut it out.
Martin, President Obama, in trying to give a reference point to that, one of the things I also say is like,
and why would you, if you care so much about these people and their references, can you please explain to me why you decide to go and get in a relationship with a foreign white girl, one who doesn't even understand these references?
I need her, in that case, Grace, to make the same sacrifices that I am making.
Through it all, Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained.
Why? Why would Grace Jabari be making the same sacrifices you're making for your career? Why would she need to do that? It's even insane for people to think that that's reasonable for him to ask this woman who has her own career in life to make sacrifices for his as if they are married. They are not married. She's a fucking girlfriend. If her life does not suit yours, find another girlfriend.
In by his side, even present for our interview.
How would you
Child. This worked on my goddamn nerves. I'ma just tell y'all. It's just a whole bunch of Billy Bad bullshit. Okay, let's move on. Everybody was at the Golden Globes last night, and they just had to comment on certain things. So let's start with Cedric the Entertainer and his comments on Cat Williams.
Excited.
I saw that you did respond to Cat Williams.
Oh,
I hate that, Sadie. I hate that y'all that there's any sort of issue.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting time now. People get on these blogs and they just, start just spewing off stuff that's not even factual.
Right.
But I let the fodder just go out there until I'm ready to respond.
Your work speaks for itself.
I am who I am. I stand on that, right?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Stand on business. Ain't that what the kids say?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got all the new sayings.
Yes, they do. Stand on business. I love it. Good to see you, my man.
Excited.
I saw that you did respond to Cat Williams.
Okay, so now he's trying to act like he's flying above all his haters. Okay, Sage, you look good.
Movie was
all right. Now Oprah. Oprah is about to comment on what we've been hearing about her not really getting along with Taraji. Also the pay disparages and what's been going on with the production of The Color Purple. Oprah's going to respond. Let's hear what she had to say.
It's important because it created a space and roles for a group of Black women.
Yes, and I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, I heard I was trending yesterday because...
Did you hear it or did you see it? Stop playing in my face, Oprah. You on the internet.
People are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. That's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right. And I believe that she would even vouch for that and say that it's true.
I think she would vouch for that. I can vouch for that because I've seen you and your work and behind the scenes, how you step in and you have put your own money up.
I'm all for everybody being the greatest and rising to meet the rising of their own life. And so, I mean, all this stuff about there was something online about us being separated at the top of the Empire State Building. On that particular day, we were so cold. So I don't know what kind of body language people were talking about. I was just trying to stay warm.
Don't act like you didn't watch it. You know what type of body language they was talking about. And I'm going to just say this, Oprah, if you were so cold, why would you not have gone next to Taraji and stood closer to her? Let's be very clear. If you cold, I'm going to go stand next to the person that I'm cool with. And we're gonna try to heat each other up, child. So it don't even make sense to me that she just said that it was just so cold. And that's the reason why that they weren't interacting with each other. Oprah, that's bullshit. I'm going to say that. And I also feel like it is about Warner Brothers. But also, if you are a producer on this film and y'all know the budget that y'all had in place, it does question why is it that these very, small things like the cars and the food and the trailers, all of these things, why were they not accounted for beforehand? What's going on where in this movie, in a movie that you're connected to, it seems as if the actresses are not being taken care of. And as a Black woman and a Black producer and Oprah Winfrey and the person with the purple on promoting this movie for dear God, it does seem that you have more of a part in it than you want us to believe. And that's fine if it's really not up to you, the budget. But why were there not any checks and balances beforehand? Why are we figuring out as we go, as if none of us have ever been in a production before, about what needs to be provided for the talent? It feels like people weren't paying attention initially, because why weren't these things talked about and agreed upon? Something is not right.
Warm, and that was the fourth thing we had done. And so I there's no validity to there being a thing between Taraji and I.
Yeah, I think that people want to find something, but Taraji was talking about Hollywood in general and how the landscape for Black actresses. But once again, Color Purple is a space and a place where Black actresses thrive.
Ah, yes. And where we're all thriving because of it. I mean, I think from the very beginning, one of the things that Fantasia said so beautifully is that this would be a healing for people who saw it. And did you not feel that when you saw it?
It touched me. It was beautiful. I watched it by myself. No. I needed to. It was good to watch it by myself because I got a little teary-eyed.
When you say the team of actors needs to be looked at, what does that mean? For not fighting for better pay and treatment? What does that mean? Because I feel like what needs to be understood is that a lot of the actors don't have a foot to stand on. That's what was going on with the strike, is that they didn't have a foot to stand on. They can't advocate for themselves when they don't have the leverage. And I think a lot of them don't think they had the leverage. It wasn't until after the movie is done. And now we have all this leverage with our press run. Now we have leverage. Now that we've made this movie successful, we can turn around and say, y'all didn't treat us the way we should have been treated. They didn't have the leverage before the movie came out. I don't think. And you know what I would assume. Either way, it still is not their responsibility to make sure that the talent is provided for. That's the production. I may not be in film, but I've been in television. And the production company, whoever's funding the production, are the people who need to be looked at when it comes to how the actors are being taken care of. You know, you got to get them people trailers. You know, you have to get them transportation. You know, you have to get them food. What it feels like to me is that because this was a Black film, people who were in charge of checks being written out decided to not do what the fuck they needed to do to make sure that the Black artists are being taken care of properly. Team meaning agents of the actors. Got you. Also, I feel like the agents can only fight for what they could fight for. You feel me? So I'm not looking at Oprah directly. No. But I am looking at her as someone who knows this happens and is a part of the production. And you're not making sure that these people are taken care of beforehand. They're having to come to you after the fact for you to correct things. It almost feels like y'all were negligent because it's a Black cast and only did as you were asked to do because you knew it would look bad once we've already started filming.
And it was beautiful. I thought that you couldn't improve on a movie, but they did.
I haven't seen a movie yet. I do want to see it. But I feel like Oprah's full of shit here. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to say that. And then from there, let's go to Vivica Fox.
So we want to know, do you feel like now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued off of Monique? You know, you're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
You know, darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed. And to each his own. I didn't have that experience, so, you know, but to get your piece out is important. I totally understand that. And I love my girls for looking out for each other. But I'm good.
So we want to know.
Okay. And here's the thing. Vivica, you saying that you're good when you know you're not making the same movies that they're making anymore? Back in the day, in the early 2000s, when you were making those types of blockbuster films, when you were doing that type of work, you probably were being paid slightly better, because I feel like Black artists were being paid better in the fucking 90s than they're being paid now. That's what it seems like to me. But at this point, you're not making blockbuster films like Taraji is. You're not in those big productions anymore like Taraji is. So of course, you don't have the same gripe. Of course, you don't have the same gripe, but it does feel like you were trying to protect your ass in case somebody wants to call you saying that you never had that experience. Oh yeah, you ain't never been undercut and underpaid in Hollywood. I don't believe you. But I think a lot of y'all like to protect the corporation of it all. Y'all like to stay in good standing with the corporation of it all. So y'all, let's talk let's talk real quick about this, and then I'm gonna get off of here because I gotta come back at 2:30. So y'all, hold up. It is for 2:30, right? Let me make sure. Girl, let me make sure. So, girl, Scrappy and them. Girl, Scrappy and them just embarrassing themselves for their God. Do you hear me? Embarrassing themselves for dear God. Okay? Hold up, y'all. Because I don't know why it's asking me for something that I'm not trying to do. I'm just trying to see what time do I have this scheduled for. Because I want to make sure that it's okay. It's for 2:30. Great. I just want to make sure. Okay. Girl. So shout out to Carlos King because Carlos is doing interviews with all of the girls. Okay. All of the girls are going down to Carlos podcast to spill the tea on whatever's going on in the blogs, girl. And Diamond did an interview that was just promoted with Carlos. And it seems as if homegirl Diamond is upset. Let's go to Carlos right quick so we can pull it up. Here it goes.
In passing, I've seen Erica out before, this whatever. And it was like a what's up, hey, bye situation. It was no beef. There's no reason for us to beef. That was when I was a teenager. And then you've always been number two. You was never the main chick. You was always number two. I got the ring first. And even with your new situation, why are you so invested in your first baby daddy? You should be trying to figure out what's going on with your second baby daddy. Or why.
This man has been publicizing his relationship with Erica ever since you embarrassed yourself on live arguing with Bambi, even though Bambi wasn't arguing back. You and Erica were both arguing with Bambi. And it seemed as if Bambi wasn't even really worrying about y'all. Bambi seems to be on her Melody Rogers shit. I don't want him anymore. I'm tired. Y'all can have him. I don't know why y'all are fighting with me. I don't want him. Okay. I said on Twitter, I'm so happy that Bambi got herself out of the merry-go-round with him and the rest of these broads. And somebody was like, oh, don't get it twisted because Bambi still, where do you see Bambi still involved in this? Ever since Bambi got a divorce and stopped arguing with you hoes on the internet, we haven't seen peep or hide. She's coming out with books. She's moving on from life, but she's still very much dealing with the mess of their relationship, but she's not with him. It doesn't seem like she's down there on the ground fighting with the girls over Scrappy's dick like Diamond and Erica are doing right now. The fact that Diamond would even do a fucking interview about Scrappy and Erica when he's constantly promoting his relationship with Erica, girl, this is so embarrassing to me. I would never give a nigga and another bitch this type of energy in no love triangle situation where you being basically played out to look a fool. You the one that he was cheating on his wife with, and he still went back to the other baby mama who you sitting up here talking about. She wasn't even number one in all of this. Girl, if you was number one, why is he not promoting y'all's relationship anymore? Why is he only in a jacuzzi with Erica?
Why you had these kids knowing that he was in a relationship with a whole nother woman. So don't come fuck with me because I'm going to tell her how T.I. is.
I told y'all back then it didn't make sense that they was going at Bambi and they should have been going at each other. And here they are going at each other.
This ain't the same Brittany Diamond from 11 years ago. So if you try to come for me when I ain't sent for you, I'm going to send you right the fuck back on to where the fuck you at. Keep it cute and tell the truth at all times. I'm saying like I'm not the one or the two. I don't bother nobody.
You don't?
So that's another reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I was shocked when it was brought to my attention. I'm like, what happened? Why are you lying? Why are you talking about me? I'm confused. But again, I understand, and Scrap said that he wanted to bring her on board, on the show. We help him get some coins in her pocket. That's fine. That's your baby mom. I didn't have a problem. And I still don't have a problem. But I can't be controlled. I pay my own bills. I don't need you. Any guy that I date, I want you, but I don't need you. So I can't be controlled by that narrative. She needs this narrative to get back on television.
Available now.
At this point, the gloves is off because I'm not going to keep letting y'all play with me. I don't start nothing. So I'm not gonna let Erica
Look,
Dixon or
Erica said
anybody
hold.
tarnish that.
Do you feel like you're responsible for Erica eating off of Love and Hip Hop right now?
But you know that they wanted me first and I turned it down. Ask yourself that question.
What? Now why am I in it?
You know, Scrap said that he wanted to bring her on board, you know, on the show, help him get some coins in her pocket. That's fine. No, you have no motion. Your store's been under renovation for how long? You're not getting booked. You was never the main chick. You was always number 2. I got the ring first. Why are you so invested in your first baby daddy? You should be trying to figure out what's going on with your second baby daddy. Or why you had these kids knowing that he was in a relationship with a whole nother woman.
Are you, Scrappy, and Erica in a love triangle? So are you and Scrappy back dating?
Well, it was a time to where we were just like kind of having fun. Coloring
when he was married. When he was
coloring
married.
outside the lines?
When he was
Out and
married.
inside the lines.
Also, Scrappy's been inside your line.
When he was married.
Oh, wow.
Do you have a relationship with Bambi?
This whole home wrecker and all this other narrative that she went around with, girl.
Girl, what narrative is she running with? That lady ain't even saying nothing about you. You the one that keeps telling us you was fucking this man when he was married to her. You literally just said it a second ago.
When we were together and we was in the same house and we were trying to figure it out, apparently you was in the mix.
And y'all wasn't married. I hate to say it like that, but that girlfriend, boyfriend shit, girl.
Is it true that when you and Scrappy were living together, that Bambi went into the house and she was one of the women that he was cheating on you with?
But yeah, it was my house. And Erica came over there as well.
Okay. Sound like he was making it seem like it was his house. That's what it sounded like to me, girl. But anyway, Scrappy commented and said, somebody mad because Scrap don't want to be with them. She said, let's correct that. I don't want you. Don't make me post receipts. Oh, Lord. And then she proceeded to post the receipts. Merry Christmas, baby. I love you. Enjoy your life. Be happy and love on your son. I got you something too. But be blessed. See you soon. This is him. This is the shit he sent to her. She said, this is why I left you 10 years and never look back because of the shit you doing now. You ain't changed. Bye. We told y'all that. We told y'all he had not changed. The fuck was y'all thinking? See how you talking to me? You should have thought about that before you posted the pool. I think she meant the jacuzzi. I know you're not going to try to talk to me, but I wanted to know if I could take Princeton with me and Bree to SmackDown on my birthday or I get it. As long as you know I'm not fucking with you no more and you understand why. But you definitely can take Princeton with you and Bree. I don't feel like I would mistreat my child. I don't feel like you would mistreat my child. So you still let your son take, you still gonna go with him. But y'all online beefing. He said, while all the BS going on, a motherfucker had flu type ish going on. So nothing is bothering me at all. God is great and God is good. This is what happened when you apply the woods. God bless y'all. Finna go home and take these meds. She said, it ain't got nothing to do with the wood. It's when you lick this ass good. You played them internet games while my father was dying. Now you want to feel sorry. You want us to feel sorry for you? She said it ain't got nothing to do with no wood, okay? You played them internet games. Now you on here with this weak ass crying. That's how he be.
Hey, just want to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas with your beautiful face.
She posted the video of this nigga.
You want to say Merry Christmas.
Oh, look at the baby.
Merry Christmas, Dada.
Child, that was the video.
At this point, the gloves is off because I'm not.
Child, that nigga playing all types of games. That nigga in your DMs, he in her DMs, got both of y'all thinking he wants y'all. Meanwhile, he doing whatever the fuck he want to do. Girl, this is embarrassing. And now you gonna do an interview like it's supposed to make you look better? Girl, you look crazy. But you mad enough to get online and do an interview with Carlos, as Heavenly calls him, and embarrass yourself because why? Girl, it don't even make no sense. I just know him and Erica fucking. Me and my baby daddy could never be that cool. They're absolutely fucking. They've said they're fucking. Like, they in jacuzzis together. They kicking it. They child is 18 years old and she don't be nowhere around. Them people is fucking. And these folks talking about they just co-parenting and need to stop snorting goody powders. Oh, Lord. A child goody powders. What? I bet you he's in Erica's house sending that video. He got them looking stupid, and Bambi got him blocked from all her DMs. Scrappy having his way, ain't he? He is having his way. And y'all gonna keep trying to play with my girl Bam, but Bam removed herself from the equation. She not online looking stupid. Bam just came out with a book or something like that. Okay, so hold up. This is what I was talking about. Unbothered, incredibly inspiring. A book perfect for anyone striving to achieve emotional intelligence. How becoming emotionally intelligent can change your life, baby. So the Bam just dropped a book. Okay. I'm low-key interested to hear how she is, increasing or becoming emotionally intelligent. Because I'm already emotionally intelligent. So I would love to hear her take on it. Okay. She need to do an audiobook so I can listen to it. Go ahead, Bam. Okay, with your ebook. Go ahead and order your ebook, girl. I'm not mad. Y'all over there fighting over dick. Bam over there selling wigs and shit. Okay. Bam over there selling books and wigs and shit. Hold up. Triller. Okay, yeah. So look, putting bundles in boxes and shit. Hold up. What else happened? Bam, you was on Dish Nation? Girl. Hold up.
Hip Hop Atlanta, her music, and now she's add author to her resume. Let's give it up one time for Bam Bam.
All right, come on, Bam.
Welcome to the party.
Thanks.
Now
Thanks
you
for
have
having me.
Yo, thanks for pulling up, yo. Now you have a new book out called Mommy, I Want to Go Home. Yes. Tell us about it and what made
That's the first book.
You want to write it?
So I have this new book. When I was going through like my divorce, I was trying to find ways to
That hair does look
tell
good.
my kids about their new normal, like, how life was going to be. And I have he was 4 at the time. He just turned 5. And so he kept saying, Mommy, I want to go home because like we moved from one house and he thought his dad was still at the old house. And I'm just like, no, we're in a new house, but Daddy's going to have his own house. And then you're going to be going back and forth. So, I was looking for books, trying to find authors and books about this stuff. And I found a few, but there weren't very many written by Black people. So this was my contribution,
Okay. This is your book,
That's
right?
the book.
Okay, and we know she got the other book coming out. So shout out to the Bam, because the Bam is doing something with her life besides fighting over dick. So let me see. I saw let's talk about Funky and Fox Soul. Okay, so I didn't catch Q's whole live. I was in there when it was messing up when it first started, and then he came in talking about gossip topics, and I just fell off of it because I was doing something. So I didn't catch him talking about Fox Soul, but I'm assuming that he is upset because Flame Monroe, child, Flame, not Storm. I swear, I can't deal with everybody being named after fucking Marilyn Monroe. I cannot. Okay. But either way, Flame Monroe, who is a trans girl who has said some problematic things as far as the gay community and the trans girls are considered. Funky Dineva does not like Flame Monroe. And when Fox Soul wanted to have Flame Monroe on, Funky was like, fuck no, I don't like that hoe. That hoe can't come on my platform. So they did not bring Flame Monroe on the platform. But now, since Funky is gone because of contractual issues, okay, Funky wanted to be paid what he felt he was worth. Fox Soul felt like, no, we're adding days, so we're going to pay you at less of a rate. And Funky was like, why would I do that when I can just go back to YouTube and make what I need to make myself? And when we saw his views last night, I think he posted this morning on Instagram, he had 14,000 people in that live at one time. That's incredible numbers for any one YouTuber to have. Incredible numbers at one time. Okay. So essentially, yeah, he really doesn't need Fox Soul at this point. He doesn't. And he can, build his own fucking show and have me on there sometimes. Okay. I'll be on both shows, bitch. Okay. I don't care. Claudia, I'll still come on Fox Soul and I'll be on Funky Show if he let me. Okay. 17K. Oh, all right then. 17K, almost 20K. That's crazy numbers. Okay. So he really doesn't need the show. I didn't see anything else that took place. Maybe y'all could let me know. I don't have a problem with Flame Monroe, but I can understand how the gay folks could feel. Okay, I can understand. Yeah, he mentioned having guests come on. Yeah, I saw that part. He was proving a point that he's in charge of the girls. Yes, he was proving his worth because their numbers weren't close. I think they might have only had like 4,000 people in a room when they were on live. I don't know if it was something with Claudia because I did not see that. And I'm not even sure if it's the Flame Monroe situation. Maybe somebody that watched the whole live can tell me if he actually spoke on anything. But I know it was basically like, I don't need y'all and I can outdo y'all with my own numbers. And he proved that to be the case last night. So yes. Yeah. Flame has a tendency to say things that teeter on transphobic. Ironic enough. Yeah, because Flame is one of the old school trans girls who, don't like to act like they're women. They like to be trans girls. Like they feel like there's a separation. Flame Monroe also, I believe, isn't like in a relationship with a stud chick, right? But a woman nonetheless. Okay, so it's a different dynamic going on with Flame. Okay, he didn't put a name on anything. Right. That's it in a nutshell. That's what it felt like to me. And congratulations to Funky because Funky's been on YouTube for over a decade, just like me. And at the end of the day, to be able to pull in those types of numbers after all of these years coming and going back and all of that type of shit, that is great for him. Okay, so you don't need them. Q never stated specifics on the situation, but he did say the shenanigans have been going on behind the scenes. Oh, child, I do want him to spill a little bit of tea about it. I do. Somebody said Claudia was talking about him, and he said, yeah, she's always talking about me. So that's why I assumed it was about Claudia. Well, I haven't heard anything about them, fighting amongst themselves, but you know how it be out here, girl. It be beef, and people just be trying to keep it cute. And I like to stay out of messy shit. So, there's that. Either way, you guys, I'm going to end it there because I do need to come back for this next live and I have got to go and take my dog outside. So I will see everybody in the public live in a few. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for being members. I love you guys. And I'll see y'all back here in a few. Bye.